drawing, sculpturing, decorating, arts and crafts, textile and felt processing, hunting, falconry, smithworks and jewelry. We showcase our national identity in the KazArt program.
Who is bigger? A magnificent composition from the fairy tale was drawn with deep thoughts. It was dedicated to mothers. The work is included in the theme of a mother. The person who gave birth to us is a great person in our life. FATIMA TARAZI is the professional graphic artist among Kazakh women. Graphic art is an intellectual genre of the arts. Estampe, from the French word, is a special installation in graphics. It is divided into three parts as lithography, lino-cut, and etching. The execution technique methods are difficult as they have a lot of lines. It requires an artist's patience. This field is a very difficult one in the arts. It needs techniques and materials. Fatima is an artist who works very successfully with lithography techniques.
Литография, ксилография, линогравюра деген олар маған ұнаған жоқ, вот тасқа.
I did not like to work with lithography, wood cutting, and lino cut, but I prefer the technique working graphic arts on the stone. At the first time I was afraid to work on stone. I couldn't work 1 to 2 days with the stone. My first works in lithography started when we arrived to Karaganda with our family from Moscow. Here I participated in a Republican youth exhibition. I prepared Kazakh fairy tales to the festival of Jibek those years. After I came to Almaty from Karaganda, I made 3 to 4 works of lithography at the workshop. They were sold and exhibited in all community and international exhibitions. My first lithography composition works started with Kazakh fairy tales.
Бірінші литография осы қазақ ертегілерінен бастаған.
Fatima Tarazi's works show us the world of a fairy tale. Fatima's fairy tales have been drawn in a graphic style what connects a real life with the fairy tale world. We are able to see from her fairy tale our ancestors' life, customs, and traditions. Owing to the fantasy of people, science and technology were developed very intensively, and a spaceship that can fly to the moon and sky have been invented, submarines that can be under the sea for several days, and space satellites which deliver information from all over the world as quick as thought. All these inventions show us the ingenuity of humans' intellect. A story what was produced from humans' creativity, thoughts, brought Fatima to the peak of this art. During socialism, artists had received an order to different themes, but I would not like to receive such an order. The folklore theme, what I like, was exhibited only at the youth exhibition. Accordingly, I had desire to work with the world of fairy tale. Those fairy tale worlds indeed brought me to my current creativity.
Бірақ ертегілер мені мынау қазіргі әлемге дүниеге алып келді. Сол ертегі арқылы экология, жаңағы тағы осы өмірдің.
I love fairy tales and founded different themes of my works from fairy tales that included the environment, war, as the flora and fauna. I can say folk fairy tales were based on my works.
Космосымыз бәрі осы ертегіден тауып отырмын.
An artist's works are full of mystery. Each compositions are singular and found their own compositional decisions in her works. We know as such composition plots will give a great thought to the art viewers.
Химия, физика, астрофизика, астрономия.
There are chemistry, physics, astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology in our fairy tales. Would you like to know? How were they mentioned? Our ancestors were able to say predictions through the stars when they looked at them. My mother also used to look at stars, and she gave birth to 11 children. I'm the 7th. My 2 eyes were looking at the stars, and I had a wish to fly, to have wings, and my dreams led me forward.
Фатима Таразидің ертегілердің образдарына кіріп ішінен, іш жағынан, дүние жағынан көрсетіп тұрған.
Fatima Tarazi could show in her works the image of her fairy tales and open their inner world. All of her works are very gentle, magnificent, as she showed every detail there. She had drawn the image of her heroes in a realistic way, each of them having their own character and mood.
Шартты түрде алғанмен, әр образдың өзінің бір характері бар, настроениесі болып тұр.
A graphic is a difficult type of art. There are not enough opportunities of this genre if we compare with pictorial art, as the colors in graphics are limited. But white colors of materials and black colors in the work show meaning of the composition and volume of the shape, and movement of compositions have found a place to solve the singularity of them. That's why working with gentle brown or black colors opens creativity of the artist. Also, we can notice from Fatima's works her delicacy and ingenuity, what is proper for the Kazakh woman.
Осы залымызда бізде Манас эпосынан біз 16 жұмыс.
There are 16 works that are dedicated to Manas epos in this hall. If we talk about Fatima TARAZI's works, despite her delicacy, her inner character is very strong.
Нәзік келбетіне қарамайды. Ішінен қатты стержені бар адам екені бөлініп тұр. Өйткені әр жұмыс.
As each of her composition is difficult, you will not understand the meaning from the first sight. We have to pay attention to the meaning of the composition to understand the thought of the artist. The composition works of the artists have not resolved within one frames, as each of her own works have drawn on the edge of the frames that have shown a play in space.
Ол әр жұмысы рамканың шетінен шығып, пространствомен ойнайды.
A lithographer, Fatima is an artist who has drawn in graphic Kyrgyz folk traditional epos Manas. It is not possible to draw a classical composition of Kyrgyz literature for every artist. Kyrgyz people trusted it to a Kazakh girl to draw Manas that has more contents than Homer's Odyssey and Iliad.
Басында кірісе алмай жүрдім, себебі қиын болды да, көбінесе қорқты.
It was difficult at the beginning. I could not start for a long time. Myra, Dushenova, Akayeva had chosen me, despite their artist, and of course it was a great responsibility for me.
Сондай өте жауапты болды да, және маған өте қиын сияқты болды, кірісе алмайды. Бірақ кіріскесін уже шыға алмай.
When they gave me an order, I was asked to draw 3 to 4 illustrations for each 3 tomes of the book. Then I took Manas epos into my hands and started to read. During the reading, I felt as if I'm watching a serial movie. Sometimes I saw several moments from one page of the book, and I would like to draw all of them. One day I came to the conclusion to draw compositions how my hands and intellect felt the art.
Сондай керемет та.
Фатима Таразиді осы Алматыда тұрғанда неше мәрте көріп, сыртынан бір ғашық болып жүретін. Араласып осы
I saw Fatima Tarazi in Almaty several times and was in love with her art. When we started to communicate, I saw her works and I highly appreciated them, as her works are singular from other artists' work. There are a lot of fairy tale composition works which have been drawn by her, and we are able to notice from them her gentleness and love to the children. She knows how to understand fairy tale and how to know child's thought and adults as well. Her nature belongs only to the real Kazakh girl. We can notice from her composition the artist's power and unique talent.
Еңбегіне келгенде бір күштілігі бар, дарындылығы бар, екпіні бар.
We know as education brings it home. Fatima's mother, Kulzada, was a handicraft woman who sewed patchwork, embroidered and felted. This is a saying, what education was received in your home will show prosperity in the future. Fatima was recognized in graphic technique with her signature and also showed her masterpiece in design sphere. I have never thought as I would make traditional clothing with national colors, she shared with us.
Киімге келу, ол бір енді қалай кездейсоқ деп айтуға да болады, бір архитектор жолдас болған сол.
I came to design clothing accidentally. One day, my architect friend told me to work as I urgently needed a costume to Sazgen ensemble. I told him as I do not work with clothing design. There are other artists who work in this sphere and received a reply. No, you're an artist who draws fairy tale and you'll be able to make the costume. Then I made a costume. Later in the 90s, a head of the city invited me and told me as I have to make costumes for Kazakh singers, narrators, Rosa Rimbaeva and others in the Voice of Asia Fest. I opened my own company and started to draw sketches of our national clothing, connecting modeling with a modern lifestyle. Those years, designers who worked with national clothing sewed on chapans or coats, ornaments of a ram's horn shape. I think designers did not care with ornaments where they suit with the chapan. When I gave an interview, I could say my sketch work is a style what has been reformed.
Қазір мен тағы жаңа бір серия живопись техникасында бастадым. Өзімді баяғыдан толғандырып.
Currently, I've started one new serial work in painting technique. The theme is dedicated to fauna and flora and what made me think a connection between environment and human.
Болашағы қалай болады екен? Көп жануарлар жаңа жоғалып баратыр дегенде әлем бойынша. Мынау енді қасқырдың семьясы дейміз ғой.
We know a lot of animals are endangered nowadays, and I'm worried about their future. This is a wolf family. There are also worries about their pups. I showed their fear through this work. I would like to say at this moment their destiny is in a human's hand.
Себебі мына бөлтіріктер болашағы не болады екен? Мыналар адамның нысанасында.
An artist has a great purpose and dream. As a mother, Fatima is proud of her son, who found his own way in the art as well and is very successful in his work. Hassan is a young and well-known sculptor. He is an author of Kurmangazi Monument in Astana.
Моя мама, например, когда создает свои произведения, всегда...
My mother always takes my advice when she works with a new composition. Of course, my opinion will not make a great influence on her work, but she considers with me.
Она, конечно, сильно не влияет, она очень сильный художник, но мое мнение как бы учитывается то, что в том произведении. И аналогично тоже, когда я создаю там...
Regarding my works, my mother gives me my first mark. We can discuss and advise it if we need it. But we have never told each other to make it this way or another, as we do not interfere in each other's work. Thus, each of us should draw their own thoughts.
Пластика или насколько этот рисунок дает человеку особую такую энергетику.
Арманым ойға алған осы жұмыстарды.
My dream. I would like to realize works that are in my thoughts. Probably people have told as Fatima TARAZI has only drawn the Manas epos, but it is a large theme. I dream to produce Manas book in the illustration genre.
Арман сол кітап болып шықса деп армандаймын.
Central State Museum of the Republic of Kazakhstan opens family art exhibition of Daniyar and Asılgul by Daralins. A family of artists exhibited their works and have been done in recent years. The works that include a Kazakh national culture and history are attracting art viewers in their own way.
Менің қолым бір стильді жасалмайды. Көңіліме қарай, мысалы.
I draw composition from my inner mood. Currently, I draw graphic techniques. In this way, my hand draws chaotically what looks abstraction. I prefer to draw in a quick way, as I think to receive a magnificent work. Sometimes it is difficult. Those moments I have to think and do research. I do not think I'm a great artist, as I am always researching and trying to learn.
Санамаймын. Әрқашан да үйрене беру керек.
Asıl Gul's used in her works are different colors that have their own full secrets. Works of Asıl Gul by Daralina, made in the technique of painting and drawing, the theme of femininity and motherhood, also fairy tales.
Біріншіден бұл кісілер деген негізі біздің еліміздің азаматы болғанымен.
First of all, these people lived abroad for several years and they arrived to the country. Constantly their works included the traditional theme of our country. If we've looked at the exhibition, we can see Daniyar's compositions and Asıl Gul's works have taken a place on the second side, and that can be noticed easily.
Оны біз оқымайда бірден байқаймыз. Себебі әйелдің қолының өзінің ерекшелігі бар. Оның сондай нәзік сезімі осы жұмыстардан байқалып тұр.
As women have their own singularity, and her gentle touch also will be noticed in the composition from her works. When we have looked at the compositions of Asıl Gul, we are able to see her gentle woman's feelings. Her works are not considering a wide and large theme as Daniyar's. Accordingly, they are included in the inner world of a woman in the family theme.
Әйелдің ішкі сезіммен, оның ерекшелігімен байқал тақырыптарды пайдаланады.
Daniyar and Asıl Gul lived several years in the USA and promoted the Kazakh culture, traditions, and customs to the West Country and Kazakh people who live there.
Kazakh ауыл Америка деген бір организация бар. Сонда балдарға мотивасында күн жыл сайын.
There is a special organization as Kazakh Village with a camp. We built there a yurt house. My husband read a lecture to the children about Kazakh history and the yurt house as well. We taught children to the art and dance. The event was organized by us and we invited other Kazakhs and they played on the dombra, and our purpose was to show traditions for Kazakh children and a way to know the customs. Every year we acquainted Americans with Kazakh history.
Американдарға қазақтың дәстүрін, қазақтар не деген, қайдан шыққан соны көрсеттік.
The search for original and imaginative compositional solutions is thematically related to the Kazakh national culture, and history is the main focus for artists. Asıl Gul and Daniyar try to produce real compositions. We can see from their works traditions, and nowadays avant-garde, they show the combined one whole world.
Бағытына қарасақ, мысал үшін Даниярдың жұмыстарында біз сондай ер адамның, азаматтың.
Works of Daniyar reflect the strong power of a man, while Asıl Gul uses different materials. For example, if we look at this composition, there's drawn the footwear of a female.
Тек қана әйел адамның аяқ киімін көрсетеді. Соның ішінде ол графиканы пайдаланады, живописті пайдаланады, коллажды пайдаланады.
Here she used graphic and pictorial art and collage. Now they do not repeat their own previously genre of art and crafts work, as they prefer to search a new direction. We can see them from Asıl Gul's works.
Жаңалық іздейді. Сол жаңалықтарды Айгүлдің жұмыстарында біз байқаймыз.
Daniyar and Asıl Gul have not followed to the West or to other countries' art cultures. Of course, it is not possible to take an example of them. Therefore, they have created their works that reflect our national feelings, customs, and traditions. Their small children, Kunike and Taimas, also dream to be artists. Asıl Gul is a very positive person. She's writing a book for children. Asıl Gul by Daralina is the author and illustrator of several children's books as Magic Axe and A Chicken's Dream. The book was published in 3 languages and translated and illustrated by the author. The illustrations in the book are made in color and black and white graphics, which reflect their rich inner world and imagination of the author. An artist has a serial works that are dedicated to women. Among them, we can see every composition where the image of a woman is changed. As we know, a woman's character is more gentle than a man's. Owing to our works, we are able to see a woman's proximity to fashion, which is always changing and shown from different aspects.
айналысатын, соның бәрі осы жұмыстар арқылы байқауға болады.
Asogul and Dania are creative and talented artists. They work in architect, crafts, design, pictorial art, and graphics. The works that we have seen recently at the exhibition can prove our words.